Well, welcome back to the Budget Clubman, everyone. Yeah, I'm getting giddy. But my main reasoning for this was, if you all remember, sorry about the poor light there, this side here is bent, only fractionally, but it is bent. You can see that it's inwards a bit. So I thought, oh, I wonder how bent it is. So I chucked a set of lights on, and there's actually a pretty big gap. That's flush, it's pinching at the bottom, and then there's a big gap. So I checked the other side, thinking, and there's not that at all, it's flush all the way up. So this whole corner has been bashed. Yay. Right, so yeah, I thought I'd have a quick look at the back, have a break from the front end. Yeah, bit of a dent in the back, a bit worse than I thought. So I've been meaning to get a dent puller. I've got to pull the dash rail out a little bit because I don't know if the car got damaged in storage or whatever, but something slid and hit the dash rail and squashed that in. So I always knew I needed one for that. I'm also going to need one thanks to Dave Jaguar and someone else that's commented on one of the last videos about the dents in the bonnet. I can use it to pull the dents out. Machine might sell one, so that's probably where I'll go for it. It's about 30 quid. So yeah, I do need one of them, but I'm definitely going to need it for the back end as well. So I don't know what to do at the moment. I don't know if to start cutting out the back part of it and doing a hinge rail, or where to go with it really. I've just been scraping out all the inside of the boot, and I'm really happy with how solid the boot is. So I think once the valance area and the bumper lips all sorted, we'll pretty much be sorted at the back, but we do need to sort this accident damage out, pull it straight enough as we need to, and then obviously fill it properly. It looks like someone should slap filler on it to get that shape, so it's not good enough really. But yeah, so I'll set the camera up now and I'll make a bit of a plan of action. Right, so panic over, fixed. The edge on the outside here was just pushed in a bit, so I've literally hit it a few times, gently obviously, and yeah, it's completely flush in there now. So the only bent bit we've got is here, but really what made me notice this was the crack in the filler and the corrosion there. So we got on with that. I swept out the boot area like I mentioned, next to no corrosion in there, nothing to get stressed out over. It's quite mental that this car is a 1980 model and it has less corrosion in it than my 95, and obviously a hell of a lot less than the 89, because the 89 was completely pinholed, gone in both corners, gone down the ends, the battery trail's gone. So I think the late 80s, early 90s is not very good years for Minis at all, but it's an absolute shame that this is bent really, because I could get away with a few repairs and put the balance on, but we're not getting away with that. So next I think it's going to be time for a disc cutter again, because I do like my disc cutter. So cut here and there, fit the new panel. I'm going to follow up build. I really enjoyed watching how he fitted it, and he basically fitted the new panel to the boot lid, then put the boot lid in and lined it up. So he made it look quite easy, but to me that's the best way for me to go forward, because I only have a bent datum to go with. So if I'm going to trust the new panel, albeit a Magnum panel, I'm going to trust that more than a bent accident damaged car. So what I'm expecting to happen is put the boot lid in with a new panel fixed to it. I'm expecting it to stick quite proud, because I think this is pushed in here. There's actually no bowing in the floor or anything, but so it might not be that far out, but we're not going to know until I try, and it gets rid of all this then, doesn't it? So yeah, this set of lights here, it's a sort of, it will have a Mark II, Mark III style light on the back. I'm obviously going for an earlier look on the car, hence the colour change and bits and pieces like that. It is going to get built out of spares, so it is really what I have kicking about. We bought these for the 89, they're a bit corroded around the edges and the chrome. They're not new at all, so I think someone's converted them to fit as well, you can see by the wiring. But they might go on this, they might go on the 89, we're not sure. I might buy a really nice new set, because we bought that for the sidewalk and they look really good. So Mini Spares sell a pair I think for 85, 90 pounds. So when you're doing the amount of work that's had, maybe it deserves it. So we might use these on this, we're not sure yet, but it will have that style. The ones that came with the car, one miraculously was cracked, so I binned it, and the other one was just so corroded it wasn't worth using, so I actually chucked both of them when I got the car here. So I don't actually have any rear lights for it, so yeah, I'm going to go with a set of these. Unless anyone's got a nicer pair that's got less pitting, please comment below or get in touch on my Instagram page. I'd be quite interested to see those, but I think with the new gaskets on these, I think would be alright. So panic over on that. So let's get the boot hinges sorted and cut this new panel out and mock the new one up. Right, so here's the new Magnum panel that I showed you in the unboxing video. One thing I will say is this is incredibly thick. I mean, this is the back end of your car, it's got to be strong, but it is as thick, if not thicker than what's on there now. So, you know, top sort of marks for Magnum on that sense, because normally their panels are quite thin. They are just cheap panels, so you can't expect a lot, but what I'm doing is I'm just roughly marking it out. So that's lining up with the middle hole there. And it's actually lining up with both sides of the holes there. So I'll use as much of this panel as I possibly can. So I'll mark the car and I'll get cutting. But I think that's going to sort it out. You can actually see how bent it is because of where this wants to sit in relation to where this one wants to sit. So it's all level there, and then it's up in the area. So you can actually see just how bent the car is. I'll bring you guys in closer so you can see that. So you can actually see, looking along there, just how, I mean, you've got like my finger width there, and there it's completely flush with the car. So you can tell this car's bent. I wouldn't say the new panel's bent, it looks absolutely fine. But you can in the flesh really see that this should be back here. It doesn't really show up very well on camera, and it doesn't help the car's black either, but it really is, it's quite bent. So get this cut out, and I imagine once I do get that cut out, it will make this, it will bring this back out where I want it to be, obviously for the new panel, because we've got those here, all this wrap. So yeah, first point of call is get the centre straight, and that's what we need to aim for first. And obviously underneath here is the floor, which we'll see what we can do with it and try and repair it. If not, I have got that off-cut of a panel like I mentioned. So right, I'm pretty glad that I got that off. So I cut it here, and I literally rocked it, and wow. Oh dear. Got those factory seam sealant everywhere. Trusty screwdriver. Right, like I say, luckily we've got like the back section of a boot floor, so I think we'll have to go with that. It's been repaired in this side pretty well, so I don't think I'll worry too much about that, but what I might do is cut it and put the whole piece in. Not sure yet. So I saw this corrosion from inside, but you cannot see any of that because it's under all of this seam sealant. So I'm going to have to re-put these tabs back into the wiring loom. And yeah, when you look at the difference, you can also see all the different layers. So you've got your rear valance, your boot floor, and this is obviously this panel. There's three there. I have all three now to repair it, so best practice really. You can see quite how corroded it was all the way along, all the inside, and this was the end that was bent. Now you probably can't see it there, but you can actually see it's bowed. You can actually see that is actually bowed down. There's quite a bit of weight to that still. Right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim all this back until it's solid, and then probably call it that for this episode. I'll make note, one dead centre on one either side. I'll put those back in, so I'm not worried about that. I will note it on my little board so I don't forget. But yeah, it's quite crusty all the way along. Yep, there you go, there's a hole. Right, so that's that episode finished. I've fitted the new, what do I call, boot rail or boot support onto here. Beautiful line, absolutely perfect panel gap. So really happy with this panel so far. It's sitting proud because I haven't cut enough of the car out to accommodate for it, but I just wanted to sort of see if that method did work, and yeah, it definitely does. So yeah, I've sort of pinched that from Upbuild, so thank you for that. On to other things. You can also see how, I don't know if any of you ever caught in the videos, but this boot is bent, battered, the number plate lamp's damaged. There's so much filler in it, it's ridiculous. So if anyone out there has got a good boot lid, I'd be interested. Needs to be rust free, obviously I'm going backwards otherwise. If it needs small repairs, I guess I could sort it, but mainly I need a new number plate lamp, and I could do with a boot lid. So obviously I don't want to buy new, I don't have to, but I'd quite like to recycle an original boot lid and put that on the car, because this one is quite bad, and I don't think it will be good enough for the car. If I'm putting this much effort into the rest of it, then I don't want to take ages filling everyone else's mess, and under here it's just, you can see how bad that is, and it's been pushed in. So yeah, quite bad damage on that. So please message me on Instagram if you have got anything like that. Obviously colour doesn't matter because it'll get repainted, but it needs to be the right style, so Mark 3 onwards. Yeah, so that's this episode. I've cut out loads of the boot floor until it's solid basically. So you can get my whole hand inside the back of it. But like I say, I've got the offcut of the boot now, so I might just put the whole ledge all the way along. Makes more sense than we got all 3 layers brand new. So I think that's probably where we'll go with it. So thank you for watching. If you've got any questions, please comment below. If you've done this job before, again, comment below. I've merely got the sort of confidence to do this from watching Upbuild and a few other things. So far, I'm actually impressed with a Magnum panel. So see how we get on with that, shall we? Right. Catch you in the next one. Please give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Again, it's just been rust fighting, but you've got to cut the rust out to put the good stuff in. So yeah, onwards and upwards, start on the back end and work our way around really. So I'll catch you in the next one.